Hello everyone, and thank you for joining me at The Lonely Vine. This will be a Monday tasting, so it will be a blind tasting. I was getting ready to open it, and I was getting hungry. So I said, it looks like it's going to be a red wine, so I went ahead and made dinner. So I am pairing a blind wine with dinner, and with dinner I went with a steak kebab. So hopefully it's a heavier red wine, something with more body. Took a bit of a risk, but we'll see what happens. But the steak is done, the kebabs are done, so I'm going to make this quick. I hope everybody had a great weekend. I got to go to a wine fest this weekend, had a lot of fun meeting, some winemakers from around Colorado. It was all Colorado wines. But there was one thing that kind of stood out to me because it was a hot day. It was like 100 plus degrees, and a couple, most of them chilled all their wines, because you kind of needed to keep it cool. But there was one winery that didn't chill their red wines at all. So it was a really weird experience putting a wine up to your lips to try it, and it actually feeling hot. It wasn't a pleasant experience, but so winemakers, if you're going to those things, use the ice for the red wines too. It's it was a rough experience for those wines, but something like that, it really just mad props to the people out there that make wine. It's amazing work that you do, and so hard, and so much work goes into it. There's wineries that have driven 8 hours to go to this wine fest. So really appreciate the work that they do. And to the people that go to the wine fest and go to those wine tastings, buy wine. Just grab, even if it's a couple bottles. I know you have to pay to get into it and everything else, but buy some bottles while you're there. Those people work really hard to provide this great drink to us. So, okay, off my soapbox, let's drink some wine, or I'll drink some wine. So it is blind. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so let's look at the color first. Looks kind of dark. Let's see if we, I can see pretty easily through it. It might be a thinner wine. There might not be a whole lot of heavy body on this one. There is some staining going on the glass though. Maybe there's hope yet. Let's go ahead and get my nose into this one here. Tight nose on this one. Not a whole lot coming up here. I am I'm getting some rose flower notes. Getting a bit of a maybe a little cranberry or something kind of tart. There's a little bit of tartness coming up. Not much else. It's pretty, I am seeing the fruits that are in it, but it's pretty light. This is making me think, so far I'm thinking this is, more of an old world wine, something maybe Italy or France. Maybe a little bit of licorice. That's about all I'm really getting on it. Okay, let's go ahead and taste this one up. See if I can get anything else out of it. Okay, it's still a little thin there too. It does have some good flavors to it. I am liking it. Definitely not a lot of fruit coming through though. There's a bit of an earthiness to it. There's a nice acidity to it as well. good finish. The alcohol is coming through a little bit. It is a little bit on the warm side. This is probably closer to 70 degrees or so. Geez. Yeah, real good acidity to it. Just from tasting things similar to this, I'm seeing this more of like an Italian type wine. And I've had this debate before with myself, Nebbiolo or Sangiovese, something like that. I'm gonna say Nebbiolo for this one. It just, even though I'm not getting a lot of different components or a lot of smells or a lot out of it, it's just, that's where the repetition of tasting and what I'm pulling out of the cobwebs, that's what this is. So I'm going to say this is, the Piedmont region of Italy. It's a Nebbiolo. And I'll say it's still fairly young, which is different for a Nebbiolo because they tend to be released a little bit later on. So I'm going to say that this is a 2007. Okay, let's see. This steak is calling to me too, so. And it is a Chianti. 2008 Chianti Classico, the Fezina. Denga, okay. This is going to be a blend of a lot of different grapes. 13% alcohol. I thought it had a little bit more than that. I sure tend to like to get the right country, but not the right, then it just all seems to fall apart. So, good tasting, good wine. We'll see how it pairs with the steak. I won't put you through that. Let's see, question for the show. Did you do anything wine related this past weekend? If you did, what did you do? If you didn't, what did you do? Would love to hear from you. Would love to see comments. I'd like to talk back with you. Again, if you're on the website, register for the emails. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google+. I'm all over the place. And that'll do it. Until next time, everybody.